probably see it some other time. Oh
my god, you're missing out.
Calendar is booked. My calendar is booked.
Well, here we go. We're live, so gonna start. Ready?
No. Yes.
Esta es la Guerra Atómica Trivia 9000.
Versión español.
Sabro, el mundo.
Sabanto gigante. That's the only thing I know how to say. This is the Atomic Trivia War 9000. I'm your host, Jason Hawk. Let's meet our contestants. From Toronto, our very own Canadian gangster, Kevin Archibald.
Bonjour et bienvenue au Atomic Trivia War 9000.
Vous êtes un tas de bananas. From Seattle, she is as wrong about trivia as she is about football teams. It's Rochelle Mantanona.
Don't start her off.
So wrong.
There we go. Ro, you have a new background there.
I do.
Moved.
I did move.
And it's a mess.
That's the disorganized part. If you guys saw the bookshelves and the desk. I tweeted about the desk.
I think that's the cleanest I've ever seen your desk.
Because it was just made.
And from Costa Rica, he is the brown rice to my Kung Pao chicken, Omar Hernandez.
That's right.
All right. You know what we did not do before the show, and now we have to do on the air, is to choose what order you're going to take questions in tonight. Because I've got some very interesting categories for you. So I'm thinking, I'm going to let Ro choose. Ro, you've been through an awful lot this week, and you're so excited after this show to talk about Mad Max. So I'm going to let you burn off some of that energy by choosing the order that you take questions in.
Let's do Orc.
Orc, Omar, Ro, Kevin.
Ew.
Works for me.
Very, very good. Omar, that means you get to take the first question.
Oh, we're starting right off with trivia?
We have trivia right away, buddy. That's what the show is.
Holy shit.
I know, right?
No pregame, no rank and file, no nothing?
Nothing. We got to jump right into it. We've got lots of questions tonight. So this is the category that all of you are going to have 2 cracks at. 2 questions each. There's 6 questions total in the category New World Order. And this is by Ferrymaster Jeff Ferry, which that's one that just makes sense. I mean, usually we give him a different rank. But, Ferrymaster just seems to make sense for him. It's nominative determinism in action. Omar?
Okay, it's like Major from Catch-22.
Yes. Omar, your question is, put the inner planets of the solar system, our solar system, in order from smallest to largest. Go.
Wow.
Inner planets?
The inner planets of the solar system. Ro, in case you don't know, our solar system is divided into 2 planetary groups. The inner planets, and beyond them the asteroid belt.
Okay.
Large
Asteroid.
I think it's Mercury, Mars, Venus, Earth.
Oh my god. Great job, Omar.
Yes.
That's a ding of the bell and a point for you. Mercury is the smallest,
Wow.
Earth is the largest. Very well done. Ro,
Shit. This game
put
bad.
these U.S. states in order from the smallest population to the largest population. Washington, Ohio, New Jersey, and Costa Rica.
Costa Rica's not a U.S. state.
But for the point of this show, I think that we're just throwing Costa Rica in there as a protectorate, maybe.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is gonna be hard.
Payback's a bitch, isn't it, bro?
I don't know the population of Costa Rica. The other ones I can figure out.
I know the population of Costa Rica.
Washington, Ohio, New Jersey, Costa Rica. What is the order?
Of smallest to largest.
Smallest to largest.
I think I'll probably mess up the first 2 for some reason.
Should have been Washington, Ohio, Ontario, Costa Rica. And
I
then it
will
would have
say-
been all
Costa Rica, Washington, New Jersey, Ohio.
You looked it up.
No!
You got that.
No, because I was going to say Washington, you hear him say, but I know that Ohio has way more than New Jersey, even though New Jersey is populated densely or whatever, but Ohio has like a huge thing, which is why the only reason why I thought that they had the most is because of the electoral votes, and they're always a swing state, and they're always big and popular. The only reason why is because they have so many fucking people there.
Wow, show your work.
Yes, indeed. So you get a bell.
Nice.
I still think maybe you cheated a little bit.
I didn't cheat.
Yeah.
Your
I don't have
states
my
have
notepad.
more than 5 million people in them?
Costa Rica has 4.5 million people. Washington State has 7 million. New Jersey with 8.9 million. And Ohio is the big boy, 11.5 million. Very well done, Ro.
Wow.
Kevin,
Yeah, pressure's on.
put these deaths in order from oldest to most recent. Princess Di, Michael Jackson, Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh,
That's easy.
That's easy.
Yeah. Let's go Princess Di, Anna Nicole Smith, Michael Jackson.
We are 3 for 3 tonight. We're hot.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I'm hot, and you guys are riding on my hotness.
That's true.
We'll put it
That's
that
true.
Princess Diana, 1997. Anna Nicole Smith, 2007. Michael Jackson, it's been 6 years already, 2009. So sad. Number 4, back up to the top of the batting order. Omar, are you ready?
Yes.
Put these wars in order from oldest to most recent.
Oh my god.
The Crimean War, World War I, United States Civil War.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Civil Crimean First World War.
Oh, and we have our first miss of the night.
Oh,
The Crimean War actually started in 1853 and went to 1856. Now, you can be forgiven. These two wars are very close together, but the Civil War started in 1861 and went to 1865.
Ah,
And then World War I was 1914 to 1917. Clearly the latest of them.
yeah.
Row.
Mm-hmm.
Nuclear stockpiles, not nuclear. Nuclear, Row. We're going to cure you of this
Nuclear.
disease.
Nuclear.
Nuclear stockpiles
Nuclear.
from fewest to most. Here's the countries you need to tell me.
Okay.
United Kingdom, Canada, France, Russia. Fewest to most.
Okay. So I know Russia has
United Kingdom, Canada, France, Russia.
Canada, France, UK, Russia.
Oh, you're so close.
Was it?
You're
Is
so
Canada,
close.
UK, France, Russia?
It is Canada, UK, France, Russia, and the United Kingdom and France are so close. I feel like giving you a point, but I
It's
can't.
all good.
The rules don't allow it.
oh.
It's Canada with none, zero,
None, baby.
nada, zip, zero. How do you say it in Spanish?
Zero.
All right, yes. By the way, I've been playing, you guys didn't hear it, but before the game, I was playing with the Google English to Spanish translator and driving Omar insane.
Oh, that's pretty funny, actually.
United Kingdom has 225, France with 300, so there's a very small difference there. Russia with 4,480.
How much does the US have?
More.
Well, that's not in the question. I didn't look that up. Ro,
Like
come on.
Time.
You'd know. Of course, would like to know. Like Americans like to know how much we have. I'm pretty sure we have the most.
For sure.
Cool that. While I give Kevin his final question in this category.
Do it.
Kevin, I need from you Super Bowl victories from fewest
Oh, no.
from
oh,
fewest to the most.
Ah,
Who
Danger
was
Will
joking?
Robinson.
Who was joking like Toast Starter?
Here are the teams. I need you to tell me Seattle Seahawks, Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboys, Cleveland Browns. Go.
That is a dick move. That
So
is a
easy.
dick move. No.
Hold on. Seahawks, Steelers, Browns. Is that my team? Sorry, that's not my answer. That's I'm
No,
repeating the team.
You forgot the Cowboys. It's Seattle Seahawks, Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboys, Cleveland Browns.
Okay. All right. Let's go with. I'm just gonna rhyme off this. Dallas. We got Browns, Steelers, and last Seahawks.
Oh, you should know. You should know the Browns have never gone to the Super Bowl.
Browns,
Oh.
Seahawks, Cowboys, Steelers. Steelers have the most Super Bowl wins with 5.
6.
6. Well, that's
6.
close enough.
Browns 0. Seahawks. Well, this was done before. Let's see. The Seahawks only have 1. They've gone to the Super Bowl twice. That's right. So Browns 0, Seahawks 1, Cowboys 4, Steelers 6.
You know I was
That's how
going
it
most to
irons out.
least there, right? Most to least. I literally was.
All right, now you know Josh Bissell.
Yeah.
Josh
Yes.
Bissell is our friend. He submits lots of great categories, and he sent us a good one here. I've got 12 questions from Josh tonight, all in the same category. So that means that you each, the 3 of you, will get 4 questions from Josh in the category movies Good. With countries, bad, in the title. Okay. That's how it's going to iron out. Movies with countries in the title. It's like a good thing that you guys know really well and a bad thing that you guys really don't know at all. And you smash them together and you get this category.
I live in a country.
You do. You live in a country.
So that should help me.
Omar, you go first.
Stuff like Niki Barcelona is not there, right? Because Barcelona is not a country.
Right, Barcelona would be a city.
Okay.
All right. You know what? I should translate your questions, Omar, into Spanish and give them to you in Spanish. That would be fun.
Go.
You want me to do it? Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Go.
The listeners are not gonna be like, what? They're gonna be like, ¿qué? ¿Qué?
He's from Barcelona.
Oportunamente, tanto Hugh Jackman y Nicole Kidman protagonizan esta 2008 Baz Luhrmann épica romántica ambientada en la Segunda Guerra Mundial.
Australia.
Whee!
Can we get them all in Spanish?
So for our English-speaking listeners, fittingly, both Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman star in this 2008 Baz Luhrmann romantic epic set in World War II. Did I actually say all that correctly?
No.
Oh, I was so proud of myself, too.
You said some stuff correctly. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, all you had to say was
Hugh Jackman,
Nicole Kidman, and Baz Luhrmann.
And its country name. Has anyone actually seen that film, by the way?
No.
No, not at all.
Not on the radar.
But the answer, in case you didn't catch it, was Australia. Omar was correct. Omar did get a point, and that brings us up to Ro.
Okay.
1 second here, Ro.
Don't do it in Spanish, asshole.
No, I'm doing it in Spanish. This 1995 film is named for two of Kevin's favorite things. It stars Jim Belushi and John Candy, and is hilarious. And is a hilarious look at what happens when a president decides to start a new Cold War.
Classic film.
Oh my gosh, Jim Belushi and John Candy.
Named for two of Kevin's favorite things.
Two of Kevin's favorite things. Oh my gosh, I can't think of this movie. So Russia, Jim Belushi.
No, it's obviously. I mean, one of the words is probably very obvious since it's Kevin. But I can't see how maple or hockey goes into that.
No, it's
Okay.
not.
Bro, what has to be in the title?
Russia?
No.
Esta
It's Kevin.
película de 1995 es el nombre de dos de las casas favoritas de Kevin. Come on, you can do this. That was probably the worst reading ever.
Kevin's favorite thing. Like Kevin loves music. Kevin.
What do Canadians love?
Hockey?
I'm going to call time on this. The answer
Yeah.
is Canadian bacon.
Oh God, I cannot believe I forgot about that stupid
Kevin
ass.
loves Canada, and Kevin
See,
loves bacon.
I thought it had to be with. Oh shit. Sorry, no, everything froze. It's just that everything froze. Actually, I lost video.
We lost your video.
Yeah. Shit.
We can hear
We
you
can
though.
still hear
Keep going.
you, buddy.
Okay, that's good
There
enough.
you are. Yeah, no.
I thought it had
that's
to be with the Queen. It had to do with the Queen.
Oh, the Queen. No. That's Michael Moore directed that film, which is weird because he doesn't usually direct dramatic films.
Kevin, this brings us up to you, my friend.
Do it. Bring it, my friend.
Jason Biggs stars in this modern spin on the prom night teen comedy genre. Scoring a way overrated 7.0 on IMDb, it has spawned an iconic franchise with 8 movies to its name.
8?
Oh, American Pie.
A point for Kevo.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but America, it's not a country.
The United States of America, yes, I believe it is. It's named for
But
Americans.
it's not the United States of America pie.
Yes, but Canadian is not a country
Oh.
either. Canadian bacon's an answer. So there you
I'll be right back.
go.
This just exploded.
It is Omar's turn. Oh no, stall for
Oh, shit.
time.
Dude, I closed the window and I can still hear you guys.
we can hear you.
Okay, shoot the
You
question.
can't escape
I'll
us.
restart my browser.
Okay, here's the question.
All the questioning. That's awesome.
Roberto Rodriguez. Roberto
Once upon a time in Mexico.
Ah!
Robert Rodriguez has directed Gringos. No, I'm sorry. Has directed Antonio Banderas 7 times. This 2003 film is the only one with a country name in its title and finishes up the amazing El Mariachi trilogy. And yes, Omar gets a point. Once upon a time in Mexico. Ro, are you ready?
Yeah.
De Niro and Jonathan Pryce star in this classic 1985 Terry Gilliam film set in the future retro 21st century. It has wrongful arrests, samurai, and Christmas trees, and is one of the worst examples of 80s dystopian film.
What?
You get a lot of clues in that question.
I know, but
I really don't think she's seen this movie.
I don't think I've seen this
Niro
movie.
and Jonathan Pryce, 1985, directed by Terry Gilliam.
Come on, even I know this one. Kevin is just
Terry
giving it
Gilliam,
away.
Former Monty Python cast member.
If you don't know it from that song, which plays for the entire movie, you don't know it.
Yeah, I don't know this movie. The only thing I'm thinking about is the character.
Very flamboyant. Very flamboyant.
Kevin, go ahead and spoil it for her.
Brazil. Da, 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 da.
I love the fact that you only know the word Brazil.
Brazil. Yeah, that's the only word in it. Come on.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Peter O'Toole stars in his defining role in this 1962 David Lean film, the second highest grossing World War I film of all time.
Lawrence of Arabia?
A point for El Kevo. And if we're going by Omar rules, technically Arabia is not a country either.
That's what happens when you talk about proper films. Kevin gets answers.
Number 7, back to Omar here. Omar, are you back and working? Is your video up to date?
I hope.
I can see you. Can you see us?
I can see you guys.
Peekaboo. Omar, here's your question. A CIA agent, an Indiana Jones ripoff, and a talking gorilla face off against a crazy millionaire CEO with a giant laser in this 1995 atrocity set in Central Africa.
Congo.
Congo is the answer.
Goddamn.
Starring Tim Curry, Jodan Baker, Ernie Hudson, Laura Linney. What a star-studded cast that is.
Shitty
And we
movie.
should totally watch that for movie night.
It's a bad movie.
Ro,
Mm,
you're trailing significantly. The score
I
so far
know. I
stands
hate you, Becky, man.
Omar with 4, Ro with 1, Kevin with 3. Ro, you're not doing too well here.
Oh well, I'll get over it. I'm over it.
There are plenty of chances for you to win still. It will be okay, trust me. Your question. 1995 was a big year for films named for countries. Richard Dreyfuss got an Academy Award nomination for this film, but lost to Nicolas Cage. The film follows a high school teacher who has to suppress his life's ambition to pay for the rent.
Mr. Holland's Opus?
No. Yes.
Indeed, Mr. Holland's Oates, right. Holland Oates, isn't that what Jeremy thought?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Holland's Opus.
That's clever. That's not really it is a country title, but it isn't so clever.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yes.
Sean Connery stars in the only Bond film with a country in the title, a movie that Connery named his favorite of the entire series that he starred in.
From Russia with Love?
You have a point, a quiet point. There we go, louder point. Omar, you and Kevin are tied now, so here's your chance to pull ahead. Last round, by the way, in this category. In 2006, Forrest Whitaker won the Academy Award, a Golden Globe, a BAFTA, and a SAG Award for his role as a psychotic Ugandan dictator, Idi Amin, in this film.
Hotel Rwanda?
Say it again.
Hotel Rwanda, Rwanda Hotel?
No.
Or is that
no.
The Last Emperor of Scotland?
The Last King of Scotland would have been correct.
Shit.
Yes, you narrowly missed that point.
Hotel Rwanda was Don Cheadle, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
In another country.
Way to mix your black people, Omar. Gosh.
You're a racist. Ro, it's your turn.
Okay.
Robin Williams practically invented the concept of dramedy in this 1987 film about a radio personality who developed a name and a reputation for himself.
Thank goodness. Good
Also
morning,
starring Forrest Whitaker, by the way.
Good Morning Vietnam.
You have another point, and you are almost neck and neck with the two big boys. Kevo,
Hello.
you get the last question in the countries for the movies category.
Can I say, Josh Bissell, this has been an awesome category, man.
Yes, it has.
Questions.
And Kevin, you really are the only one who has a shot at answering this question, based on your tastes and everything.
Okay.
I guarantee you, as soon as Rowan and Omar hear this, they're going to be like, yeah, I've never seen that. This 1969 Michael Caine film about World War II aerial warfare had so many planes in its production that during filming it actually ranked as the 35th largest air force in the world.
Really? Battle of Britain?
And you have a point.
Completely and absolutely right.
Yeah.
You now lead with 5 points. So this next category here also has 15 questions in it. I'm going to preface it by saying that they are very easy questions, but I wanted to include this because it's been sitting in my email inbox since October, and frankly I was tired of looking at it. But the person who submitted it also was very flattering, so I want to read you a little thing.
Oh, God. Way to stroke his ego.
A guy named Lance Heinzelman reached out to me, and this, again, was back in October. So, like, what, 10 months?
Yeah.
Something? 8 months? I recently discovered your trivia podcast and listened to the majority of your iTunes episodes while driving across much of the USA through the month of October. I can't talk tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I was so inspired by your show that I was driven to create my own trivia contest for a gaming podcast that I am part of called The Established Facts. So I wanted to write and tell you all thank you for the entertaining and informative show. And since you are always asking for listener submissions, I attached the questions that I came up with, and here they are.
I'm sorry, he said informative?
I know, right? Informative. We're actually a government program designed to create people who are stupider. Dun, 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 dun,
The masses suppressed.
Oh, shit, that was great. Sorry, go ahead.
Apparently, these did appear on an episode of the what was the name of the podcast? The Established Facts. But I did go back and try to find it. I couldn't find it, so I'm sorry. I couldn't listen. I couldn't find that episode. Number 1, and we will fly through these. They are super, super easy for our tastes, and I'm just saying that to put down Mr. Heinzelman. Really, I mean, it's like a slap in the face with a cold
We're gonna fail so hard.
Really not. Omar, you go first. The siblings in this early Famicom and Nintendo game got their live-action debut on a 1989 TV show starring the then World Wrestling Federation's Captain Lou Albano.
Mario and Luigi? Super Mario Brothers?
Super Mario Brothers, there you go. Ro, which Midway original fighting game was instrumental in creating the ESRB game rating system due to parental outrage over one of the game's more sanguine features?
Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat is correct. That's another point for you. Kevin?
Victory.
The 1982 movie named for this game featured combatants named Ram, Sark, and Flynn fighting in a virtual gladiator arena for the benefit of the Master Control program.
Oh, Tron.
Another point for Kevin. 4 goes to Omar. This point-and-click computer game gives players numeric hints to figure out which spaces to avoid. Some versions also allow players to place a flag or other symbol on questionable locations.
Minesweeper?
Minesweeper for the win. Ro, This puzzle-like game gets its name from the Greek word for the number 4, which is how many different shapes there are in the game, and also how many rows you need to clear to perform the game's namesake move.
Oh, Tetris.
Point for Kevin, or for Ro. I'm going to give that to the right person.
You can give it to me.
Score is now 6-5-6. Omar, Ro, Kevin. This early arcade hero, Omar, could be considered
Kevin.
the first.
Kevin.
Is it Kevin? Oh,
Yeah.
it is Kevin. Kevin, this early arcade hero could be considered the first Ghostbuster, fighting off such specters as Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Pac-Man.
And that's another point for you, Omar. This early high fantasy arcade game allowed players to play as Thor the Warrior, Merlin the Wizard, Thyra the Valkyrie, or Questor the Elf in one of 4 colors.
This is Gauntlet?
Got there.
Players serve as one member of an elite group of enhanced super soldiers known as Spartans in this angelic-sounding game that, if you listen to anyone using versus mode, is anything but.
Come on, bro.
What?
Angelic? Spartans?
Spartans. Angelic.
Oh.
3 seconds.
Nasty multiplayer?
A nasty Contra? No.
Halo.
No. Halo.
Oh. God
Kevin?
damn it.
This mostly PC game by Marcus Notch Pearson allows players to build constructions out of textured cubes in a 3D procedurally generated world, one chunk at a time.
We talking about the Minecrafts.
We have the Minecrafts, and nice monocle, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Omar. In this musical competition game, players are judged by how well they time their foot-eye coordination. It became an official sporting event in Norway in 2004.
Dance Dance Revolution.
A point for Omar. Row.
Yeah.
Originally designed as an Astro Boy manga-themed video game, this power-stealing Capcom mascot's mission was to defeat robots created by Dr. Wily.
Mega Man.
Kevin.
Bell's getting tired, man.
Earning a massive $10 billion in its first 8 years, this role-playing game is the highest-grossing video game of all time.
Role-playing games? Wow. World of Warcraft?
WoW and World of Warcraft are both correct answers. Good job. 13. Omar. This game, named for a former National Football League player better known for his commentary, is consistently the highest-grossing sports video game each year.
NFL Madden.
Madden NFL. Row. Considered the first video game, this 1975 Atari table tennis simulator traces its history all the way back to 1958 when it was played on an oscilloscope.
Pong.
And Kevin, final question. This video game about an abandoned alien is frequently cited as a contributing factor to Atari's massive financial losses during 1983 and 1984.
E.T.
Ba-bam. Kevin wins.
Oh,
By
yeah.
1.
By 1 point. Yes, this final score is Omar 9, Row 7, Kevin 10. But wait, there's more.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready for the Star Wars question of the week?
Oh, I knew it. Fucking knew it. You mean that Kevin's gonna automatically win question of the week?
Well, Kevin did already win, so you really have nothing to lose with this. Now, if you'll remember, I set a precedent for this. Whoever gets the answer first correctly will, in fact, win the whole game, regardless of your score heretofore. So here we go. What does the TIE in TIE Fighter stand for?
Twin ion engine.
And Kevin gets a gold
Did you
star.
see me and Omar even try or think about it? Because we were like, yeah, fuck this.
Twin ion engine. I'm so proud of my friend Kevin.
Don't come into my neighborhood and mess up, son. This is my neighborhood. Star Wars is my hood.
That was some straight Vader ninja bullshit right there.
That's right.
All right, so let's go ahead and do a roundtable discussion. Actually, let's do 2 of them, because this week there are 2 very, very exciting things to talk about. The first being a 30-minute movie that we all watched. You guys saw Kung Fury?
Yes.
Not Kung Furry, which was going to be my joke. Kung
That
Furry would be a
would've been
very,
movie.
very different movie.
That would have been a better movie.
A better movie? It sounds like you didn't like this one.
You know what? Go to the other guys first.
Maybe
Omar
we should
first, then me.
maybe we should start with a little bit of explanation about what Kung Fury is.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give it then.
No one's willing to jump on that bomb?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Like 2 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago, like a long time ago, this trailer for this awesome project called Kung Fury came out on the YouTubes. Didn't we share it? I think we shared it around, right?
We must have shared it around. You
Yeah.
certainly sent it to me over and over again.
So I was pretty excited. We were pretty excited. They got like a crowdfunding thing going on, and they got funded, and they released a movie about kung fu fighting police officer that fights Hitler.
Time traveling.
Time traveling.
Time traveling, Hitler punching, dinosaur punching.
Writing. Dude, yeah, that's basically the gist. It's from
I tweeted-
Sweden, I think.
I tweeted, yeah, it is from Sweden, and it was made by a guy named David Sandberg, which doesn't sound Swedish, but I think he is.
I don't know. Sandberg is probably, I think it's legit, right? Legit, like Swede last name.
Oh well, it's Berg is definitely in Sandberg for sure is like a Jewish last name, but just because it's Jewish doesn't mean it can't be Swedish as well.
Yeah.
One thing that did throw me a little bit is that there does seem to be some crossover with the Lonely Island guys.
No.
Yeah, and like their production and their music and everything.
No.
Yeah, Akiva Goldman, isn't that his name from Lonely Island? He had something to do with the production.
What is Lonely Island for those uninitiated?
The SNL guys that basically did like all the fun stuff from the past 10 years.
Andy Samberg and some friends.
Right.
Oh.
Dick in a Box and all those kind of really funny songs.
Wait, is everybody named Sandberg in this? Is that the link? Have we found it?
Who knows? It might be a relative, but I don't think that Andy
I don't think
Samberg
so.
is Swedish. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
At any rate, I tweeted that it was like Napoleon Dynamite had a three-way with Iron Sky, which we did review on this show and loved, and also with Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Yep. Pretty much sounds like it.
So, Kevin, you didn't like it then? You didn't like the sensibilities? You didn't like the clip a minute? You didn't like the...
I want you to go with the other guys first because they'll give the positives, and then I can bring it on the downer. So hit up Omar with his fandom scream for a moment.
I don't know. Based on Rose's face, her strangled expressions that she's making, I think that maybe Omar is the only one who liked it.
I'm assuming then you didn't like it either, Jason?
Oh no, I liked it. I just don't count myself among the rabble.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to rant about this? I can rant.
I do.
About this.
I actually do want to hear your rant about it.
It's fun enough if you're stoned, I suppose. It's one joke told over half an hour, and it's
no.
It's
Stop.
not
Stop
a
right there.
bad joke.
Hold on. No.
Bad joke. I'm not saying it's a bad
You
joke.
can't do this.
I'm saying it's
No.
one joke. Told
You
over
are the
half an hour.
guy who likes all of the Adult Swim shows that are nothing
Yeah.
but stoned guys sitting around. So you can't start off by going,
Yeah, but they have
"This
good
is just for
banter.
stoners."
They have good banter. Okay? This is one joke, a good joke, but told for half an hour, and I got tired after about 15 minutes. Okay? I don't know. Maybe I can see Rose has that sort of. I'm imagining she picked up her iPad about 15 minutes in, if not sooner. I was like it was a chore after about 15 minutes, and because half the time it wasn't a joke. It was nostalgia. It was calling out my tribe. It was putting out references from the shows I liked and the video games I liked. And I'm thinking, yes, you're calling out my tribe. Yes, you're calling out my stuff. But does that make it good? And I was thinking, no. And I'm thinking I'm betraying my tribe by feeling this way. I think a lot of people are doing this because it's like, yeah, that's my stuff, man. That's my tribe. Yeah. But it doesn't make it good, and they don't want to feel like they're betraying it. But I have the courage, sir. I shall stand up. From hell's heart I stab at thee and say, this is my tribe, and yet it is not necessarily good. We've been seeing a lot of this stuff lately with Sharknado and Iron Sky and Far Cry Blood Dragon, and yeah, I'm a little tired of this kind of stuff.
Would you say that this is something like, this is like nostalgia culture just getting overdone with? Like people just continue to overdo it to where it's like we've had enough of it?
I think so. Like 15 minutes was... Now, my favorite part, you talked about the Adult Swim stuff. My favorite part was like the two soldiers there, and they're talking about their Aryan mustaches, like to each other, and it's like, what, you gonna cry? You gonna cry now? It's like, my mustache is a true Aryan mustache. No, that was actually good. That was pretty fresh, and that's the Adult Swim stuff that I like. That's good style of her. But I don't know. The rest was thank you. The rest was one joke told for half an hour, and after 15 minutes, I got a little tired of that joke. But hey, I'm glad that other people enjoy it, and there's my rant.
I'm gonna have to agree with Kevin. Jeremy and I. No, okay. Jeremy and I was okay. Let's watch this. We're eating dinner on the couch, watching it, and at first we were just like, "Oh my god, this is freaking hilarious!" Like it's so over the top. Like it's like everything jam packed into one thing, But yeah, after like 10 minutes or so, we were just like, yeah. I think like we're saying this is just too much. In one thing is just too much. Yeah, I mean, it's too much.
Originally, they were trying to raise funds to make a feature-length film. They didn't get enough money, so they did a half-hour show. Could you imagine having to sit through like 2 bloomin' hours of this stuff? I mean, half an hour is already a bit much. for me.
Kevin, this surprises me because I know that you love the movie Airplane, and that's all that Airplane is. It has a little bit more of a 70s pacing, so I understand that.
Clever comedy. It's clever jokes, and it's wordplay. And as a wordsmith yourself, you should appreciate wordplay.
I don't know. I think that Kung Fury is what Mel Brooks still wishes that he could do. I think it's that good.
I never liked Mel Brooks, gotta say.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Blasphemer.
So what I'm hearing you say though, Kevin, is that this doesn't work except as a music video, maybe?
Yeah. See, if this was like a trailer, I would watch that trailer and go, "That's hilarious." I don't know if you need to make that into a full film. It's like when Quentin Tarantino did those trailers for all those things, and then they got really popular.
Movies exist, and Machete is actually pretty funny.
Well, that's it. They went and made those movies, and it's like, is it better as a trailer than as a movie? Probably, but there that is.
I think that covers that. So let's move on to the second one. Big Trouble in Little China. There was an announcement floating around this week, and it wasn't really so much saying that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is starring in a Big Trouble in Little China remake as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wants to star in a Big Trouble in Little China remake. And I had a little bit of trouble myself wrapping my head around this entire thing.
Now, see, I saw stories that claim both sides. I saw some that said that yes, it's going to happen. Saw some that's just like this dude wants this to happen.
Let's assume, for the purpose of the discussion, it's going to happen and it's going to be The Rock. How do you feel about it?
I'm happy about it.
Okay. So
look, no matter how shitty it is, you're still going to have the original one. You can go back and watch the original one.
Yes, and that's the thing about remakes.
If they're trying to inject some freshness into it, or maybe another spin on it, or whatever, maybe it can be good. It may be good. And if it's not, you can go back and watch the old one.
Let me give you a list. Here's a list that I've made up today. RoboCop, Total Recall, Red Dawn, The Thing, and even Godzilla. What are these? These are films that have been remade in the last year or two. They've been absolutely forgettable remakes.
Dredd?
No, okay, well, Dredd was not a remake. That was like more of a reinterpretation of the comic. But these are remakes of properties. Like RoboCop was going back and telling the story of RoboCop again. Total Recall, Red Dawn. They are all beloved 80s properties. And guess what? Completely forgettable.
Batman?
Yeah, no, there are exceptions. Mad Max just happened. So is it going to be a RoboCop or is it going to be a Mad Max? I think we're looking at the former, but hey, whatever, man. It's by the guys who wrote First Class, like X-Men First Class. So that
another example of a better remake than the original one.
It was good, but again, a little bit forgettable, I gotta say, and that's the problem with a lot of films made today. You look at old 70s and 80s movies, and there's a lot of sort of grit and gristle to chew on that it sticks out in your mind. And today, there's so much money in movies that all the edges are sanded off them, and even the good ones are by and large forgettable.
I do think it's a little bit unfair to say that. Right, yeah. The movies that stick out in your mind from the 80s are the ones that have stood the test of time. You're not thinking about all the crap that was made in the 80s that you can't even remember was made in the 80s because it was that bad.
Maybe, but I think that in the 80s, like, people had a bit of ability to make a film off their own brain without 100,000 focus groups watching it and saying, we don't like this ending, we don't like this guy, we want this guy to do this instead, we want to change this. And so by the end you have this blended mush of what will appeal to the most people, as opposed to some things which might not appeal to so many people. I think that got through the system.
I don't think that's valid, Kevin. I don't think it's really valid. Because if it were like that, there wouldn't be any good movies coming out right now, and there clearly are like good movies coming out right now.
But usually they're by people who have survived that system long enough that they have power over the studio.
Yeah, like Marvel.
Yeah, ish. I don't know.
No, come on.
All I'm saying is, if James Hong is still in this, and James Hong should be in this, and he could still do this, then sign me up.
Look, I don't want to be the old man that's yelling like, no, everything new is bad. And you guys know how I feel about Big Trouble in Little China. This movie is my spirit animal. We are symbiotic. I wouldn't exist without Big Trouble in Little China. It is the formative movie. Other than Star Wars and Back to the Future, Big Trouble in Little China is like the third leg of my holy milk stool, to put it in logic terms or lawyer terms. You know, the three-legged milk stool argument. Forget it. It's a lawyer thing.
The holy milk stool is also the name that the girls had for Jason in college. But go on, sir.
But my big problem as soon as I saw this was that I didn't think that The Rock was the right person for it. I wasn't comfortable with it.
Okay, so yeah, this is why I was thinking. That's the first thought I had. I was like, The Rock, because like we've seen him in movies like The Fast and the Furious, and he's recently in that shitty movie San Andreas. I already know it's shit by looking at it, but like, you know, we see him as an action movie star. And I was concerned about that because, like, I was like, are they gonna make this movie way too action versus the, you know, the comic relief that he is? But then I remembered some other movies that The Rock has done, and one of them is Be Cool, the sequel to Get Shorty, and The Rock was awesome.
He was the only redeeming part of that movie.
Yeah, he was hilarious in that movie.
The whole beginning of The Other Guys. That's The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, but that's too small of a sample size to pull from. I mean, he was really only in it for what, 5 minutes?
Well, yeah, I mean, the role in Big Trouble in Little China is that ineffective but charming guy. So like a Chris Pratt kind of deal. You could see a Chris Pratt doing this.
Oh yeah.
Rock? Oh yeah.
That dude is charming as well. I think The Rock is charming as well.
Well, it's not so much about being charming.
More effective. You know, like the guy in Big Trouble in Little China was ineffective and charming.
And actually, the fact that he's bigger can make it even funnier.
I guess.
If he's hopelessly, like, useless.
Jack Burton needs to be like this strutting rooster who thinks that he's the best person in the room, like the coolest, most macho, most capable guy in the room, but in reality, he's only, like, marginally useful in any situation.
Yeah. Basically, he'd be a preening schmo. He's basically, look at my feathers, so pretty.
If you'll remember Jack Burton in the original, Kurt Russell, he only came in useful in exactly one situation. Every other time he was like, yeah, I'm going to win this fight. And by the time he was like, by the time he actually had his knife out or his gun out or finally jumped out of the shadows, the real hero of the movie, the sidekick, had already fixed everything, beaten up all the bad guys.
Who would be the sidekick in this movie? Donnie Yen, or
that one Asian funny guy? Yeah.
I do like Donnie Yen, but he's a little bit old for the role, I think.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know. This is kind of a problem in Hollywood where they don't have a ton of Asian actors to begin with.
Well, that'd be a good opportunity, I guess.
And that was the whole problem back in the 80s, too. Back in, what was it, 86, when Big Trouble was released the first time, is that the studios didn't want an Asian character cast in the lead role because they didn't think that they could sell it. And that's why Jack Burton came into the movie to begin with. They had to have a white guy up front.
And then you got James Hong, who always played the Chinese older wise guy.
Wait, the Asian guy always played the Asian guy in films?
Yeah, but he was like,
well,
it's Hollywood.
Like, oh, we need a guy.
It's Hollywood, dude. It doesn't usually happen like that.
It's like, oh, we need an older guy who designs the eyes in Blade Runner. Oh, let's call James Hong. You know, it's like every time you need someone, it's like, call James Hong.
I did some casting myself. I said I want Shawn Michaels Scott in the role.
That would work.
I think Chris Pratt would be way better. That just sounds way too perfect.
Chris Pratt is really likable, though. Sean William Scott or Sean Michael Scott?
Whatever.
Sean William Scott. He's kind of an asshole that you can dislike. And so is Jack Burton.
Yeah, I think Chris Pratt is a little like overdone. His phone's ringing off the hook. He's got the Indiana Jones franchise on the phone. But Sean William Scott's a good one for his.
No, he would make a good Indiana Jones.
Sean William Scott would make a good Indiana Jones.
No. Chris Pratt.
Oh, Chris Pratt. Okay, all right. Okay, well, that wraps it up. I think that's it for tonight. We do have another show that we're going to record right away here, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I just want to quickly direct you to watch is it the 7th Chevron? I'm getting my numbers confused.
It is the 7th Chevron, and it's listen, and yeah, whatever. You're
listen to the 7th Chevron podcast all about Stargate. That's with our good friend Rick Tatro and some chick. And also, if you want more fun podcasts like ours, go ahead and go to simplysyndicated.com or check out the Simply Syndicated channel on SoundCloud. I'd actually prefer that you go to SoundCloud because SoundCloud is great.
Although,
anyway.
can I just interject very quickly with something? A friend of mine in UK just dropped me a line, and I told her I have this podcast, and she was like, wow, this is great. And she read the reviews, and she's like, wow, you guys got more reviews than most of the podcasts I listen to, which surprised me because we can't see the British reviews. So if you find it in your heart, you have a little minute at work that you want us to, kill some time, write us a little review in the iTunes store. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
We love you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we haven't pimped that in forever.
Yeah. It just kind of came back this week that a friend of mine was there and said we actually, in the UK store, had quite a few reviews compared to most of the shows she listens to. So this is good.
They're all 1 star. Oh, no.
No, they were all very positive. God bless them. God bless you people who have written reviews. We love you.
Okay, so that's it for tonight. We'll see everybody next week on the Atomic Trivia War 9000.
See ya.
Later.
Good night and Godspeed.